Namaskara, the South Indian is here. You know, I've been getting a lot of messages asking me why I don't do more shows around entertainment, that is cinema, painting, singing, and of course, etc., etc., every allied field in the arts. Of course, I love the arts, but the thing is, when there are so many issues which involves the people, involves you and me in the south of India, then it's only legitimate that I do, of course, the arts, but first address all the issues which concerns every South Indian who resides in the southern part of this country, which is my karma bhumi and also my janma bhumi. Let's start the show. Namaskara. The issue which became a millstone around the BJP's neck, resulting in its defeat, was the allegation of it being 40% Sarkara. It all began when a contractor called Santosh Patil from Belagavi alleged that the then Minister of Rural Development, Eshwarappa, had asked for a cutback. This was seen as a daring step by Santosh, even as Eshwarappa denied it vehemently. The result was the unfortunate death of Santosh by suicide, but also the resignation of Eshwarappa in the run-up to the elections. The Congress, which was in the opposition then just a few months ago, went to town with it and launched the Pay CM campaign. And today, the ruling government has formed a committee led by retired High Court Judge Nagamohan to probe the 40% allegation against the previous BJP government. The complaint was made by the Karnataka State Contractors Association or KSCA, who have been struggling to get their dues amounting to 20,000 crores for work done over the years. The story has been through several twists and turns. When the contractors met Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar in June, they were assured that the dues shall be paid in due course. Let me read out what the government order had said just 2 months ago. Clear dues of ongoing projects across departments, boards and corporations after checking genuineness of the bills and in consultation with the ministers. Number 2. To make all statutory payments and release payments in respect to the ongoing external projects, funds may be released in respect to procurement of goods and services of ongoing programs and projects. That's what the government order said almost 2 months ago. Now later, when nothing moved on the issue, some of the contractors appealed to President Murmu to grant them permission for euthanasia. In what was an extremely desperate measure, a contractor called Hemant leveled charges against Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar, saying he was allegedly asking for 10 to 15% bribes for clearing bills. Later, that charge was of course withdrawn by Hemant. Weeks ago, the contractors were under the impression that they shall be paid at least part of the dues by 30th of August, which is like what, 12 days from now? But that was denied by Siddaramaiah, saying the charges needed to be cleared first. Now, Public Works Department Minister Satish Jarkioli has indicated contractors may have to wait for as much as 2 long years. You see where the story is going? 30th August to 2 years. Probe whether all the work has been done according to legal methods or not. Now, the Karnataka government has ordered a probe, as you know, and shall eventually there will be a report, of course. But until then, I am asking you, ladies and gentlemen, and those who live in Bengaluru and other parts of Karnataka, what happens to all the work which is ongoing? Who pays contractors who have taken loans for their work to be completed? What happens to all the development work which will make the common people suffer endless torture? You know, after all, we all want development. Everything stops. Who's answerable to the common man in Bengaluru? This is very, very important for every Kannadiga. We shall debate this, but first listen into what Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar had to say on the probe.
See, I am very firm in my stand. I know poor contractors without money, without a lot of problems, they had worked in the BJP government. They all had the contractor association, Mr. Kempanna, and all these contractors supported Kempanna's statement that 40% commission was being taken from the BJP. Now it is the duty of a Congress government to take it forward and look into whether the genuinity of the works done or not. That is what our duty was. So I have formed a committee to examine whether, forget the commission, we will discuss the commission later. I know who has collected how much. They have all briefed us. Even the contractor has briefed. There is a table which has come out in the media also. But it was my bound duty to check up whether the works have been done or not. The BBMP commissioner and officers have said that if you do the work, you can't get the money now. If they had done the work, BJP would have released the money. Who asked them to stop it? There are 2 years work, 3 year work, 4 year work, 5 year works. Pending works. They would have BJP government was there, they could have released the money. Why did not BJP government release the money? Why did Bommai made a statement on the report of Lokayukta that is going to take strict action? So I had to suspend the officers on the report of Lokayukta and Bommai statement. Then immediately I had to find out there are genuine people, genuine contractors who have done the good work. I don't tell no. But there are some sharks, MLA sharks, who have been supported by BJP. They are very big sharks. In their consciency, they have given works. Without making works, they have tried to get them payment. And some of them have got payments also. I don't want to name any MLA now at this point of time. So we have already got a record and I will just communicate to you how it has been happened. Now we ordered for an inquiry.
You know what? When the new government was formed, the first thing that the people of Karnataka wanted was no corruption. This 40%, 10%, 15% should all go out of the window. But the way Deputy Chief Minister DKS or DK Shivakumar is talking about it, it's as if there are sharks which are lurking around. Let's go to the real players in the contractors versus the government story and figure out what is the reality. D. Kempenna, President, Karnataka State Contractors Association, is joining us today on the show. Nizam Fauzdar, General Secretary and Spokesperson for the KPCC, is also joined us. Vijay Prasad, who is spokesperson for the BJP, is also joined us. And Nagesh is also joining us, who is a civic activist and author. A very, very warm welcome to all of you. I first want to say namaskara to Mr. Kempenna. Mr. Kempenna, namaskara, sir. We thank you so much that you've decided to join. Are you happy that the government has now asked for a probe, sir?
No, I am not happy about the now. After 4-5 years, if they form a committee, how can we find out that to Bangalore city? Every day there is a changes in this. Today this road was laid and BBMP, the water supply board, they will dig this one. And how can we get the work? And guarantee period is 1 year. Within 1 year we have not done any work. They have not issued notice or anything so far. We have not completed proper work and all. After even and contractor is not making the bill. The assistant engineer is making the bill. AEE is approved and he is endorsing the bill and all things. Finally, the third party inspection will be there. After all this one, again they wanted to make this one that's unfair on the part of.
Mr. Kempenna, a lot of media reports are saying, and these are big ministers in the Karnataka government who are quoting your name. They are saying it is because of Mr. Kempenna that we are now ordering a probe. Is that correct, sir?
No. I am from beginning, from last 3 years, 40% of this one misappropriation is there. I will not say the contractor are getting the money or anything. 40% we have to spend the money before conducting the election works done. And how can we get the good work? That is my important point.
Mr. Kempanna, are you saying that BJP, in the BJP rule, 40% bribe was asked by certain ministers and MLAs, sir?
No, I can't say, but there is a chances of this one because 40% we have to pay the money to get the work. That is there.
Who used to take it? Who was taking it? Assistant engineers? Who was taking this money?
No, earlier there was only this one. MLAs and all, they were not involving. After 2019 onwards, and every MLA we have to pay before getting the payment, irrespective of party and this one, 10% they have to pay. Per example, 1 crore work we have to pay 10 lakhs rupees. Then 90%, only 90 lakhs will be there. And among that, taxes we have to pay and the work done, lot of expenditure there, work order to get.
Sir, so are you, sir, you are saying all MLAs, not particularly BJP, even JDS, Congress, everyone you had to pay money.
No, not everybody, not 100% corruption is there. There are people, there are a good MLAs is there and they are working. Not all the 224 MLAs is corrupt.
All right.
I will never say. There are very good MLAs and they will work, they wanted work and all there. That is there.
So let us, try and put this. I started with Mr. Kempanna because he is the president of the Contractors Association. We have to understand that instead of doing this political slugfest, yes, the ruling government has now said we'll order a probe. But I think the focus should be how to solve this problem. That is one of the main problems. Vijay Prasad, would you like to kind of, first question is that he said, yes, indeed, Mr. Kempanna is now on air. He said, yes, he's saying not all were bad, some were very good, but he had to pay money. So there you have it. Mr. Eshwarappa went blue in his face before tendering his resignation. He was taken kicking and shouting. Now it is very clear. You've heard it. Your response, Vijay Prasad, on this particular allegation.
Namaskara, Sudha.
Namaskara.
See, we should really admire Nagamohan Das, the Justice Nagamohan Das. He was chairman of SC/ST Reservation Committee, and he was also chairman of committee for reform between the Lingayats and Veerashaiva. And now he is being made chairman to investigate the 40% commission. Actually, the only person in Karnataka to understand what is going on in CM Siddaramaiah's mind looks like is Nagamohan Das. See, more than the investigation, Sudha, it looks like to settle a political vendetta and do a witch hunt towards BJP and tarnish the BJP's image. Nevertheless, we welcome the investigation. But if you are so transparent and wants to end the corruption menace, why are you restricting only to 40% unsubstantiated allegations, which no one has proved till now? Not even a single document.
Vijay Prasad, I am requesting you, please have some respect for Mr. Kempanna's age. I do. I asked you a straight question. I would really appreciate it. I'm shouting. I don't shout, Vijay. I'm shouting because Mr. Kempanna is that much older than all of us. It is very clear.
Absolutely.
He has come. Please answer the question, sir. Thank you.
So, see, if you look into that, see, why not investigate even between 2013 and 2018, have these contractors have not carried out any work during 2013 to 2018?
Irrelevant.
I want to ask
Irrelevant. Come to the point.
See, now, Sudha, these BBMP contractors.
Mr. Kempenna is raising his hand. No, I'll go to him. Because if you don't come to the point, I'm sorry. Mr. Kempenna, please sir, I'm giving respect to your age and your, see, all of them are waiting. Nizam is waiting, everyone. I will give respect to your age, Mr. I will be one of the few anchors in this country. I'm standing up today and I'm saying it. I will give respect to Mr. Kempenna. I will not allow unnecessary politics to be played on this. Mr. Kempenna, please go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Sir, go ahead.
Totally, I understand your point.
Just let's hear Mr. Kempenna. PCR, thank you very much, Lakshmi. Go on, Mr. Kempenna.
Madam, I ask the gentleman, there are cases, the person has become a class 1 contractor today, he will be able to do the 50 crores to 40 crores work. How can he get this one? Or irregularity has happened in the previous government. That is my theory. Not only whoever did it, yes or why, I am not questioning the BJP or the Congress or the ADs. A person, he got the class 1 contractor today. Tomorrow he gets 40 crores, 50 crores work. How can he come? Who is responsible? Irregularity has started from there. And several times we have requested the concerned minister, and once Basuraj Verma is called also and discussed. Afterwards, he has not allowed us to talk to him. And several letters we have read. We wanted to close the matter. And you have to instruct your officer. Go for according to the rules.
Yes, sir. Vijay, I'll just come to you, sir.
Chief Minister has not taken into consideration.
All right. Yes. Vijay, he's saying that the Chief Minister did not take it into consideration. Actually, the Contractors Association, Vijay Prasad, I would like to submit to you humbly, also wrote to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You know, they wrote several letters to say, please look into it. But apparently, it went unaddressed, Vijay Prasad. So, I'm asking you a straight question and I want an answer, sir, that you have Mr. Kempenna here who's saying, apply, no reply, like we say in the South. What happened?
See, with due respect to his age, he is 83 years old and he has got a lot of experience. And the same association have written letters to Home Minister and to the Prime Minister.
Yes, sir.
The thing is, when the Prime Minister office and the Home Minister office came back to these people to give the evidence, not even an iota, not even one document was given as evidence against this 40%. That is our first concern. Because see, what is happening is here, Sudha, every time the Contractors Association, the office bearers, whenever they go on it, they keep on shifting their statement. Once they say there is a commission, well, again they say there is no corruption. Nobody has asked money. See, time and again, every morning, afternoon, and evening, these statements keeps on changing. So these statements tell us, these different kind of statements tell us that everything is not rosy in the government.
Right.
Everything is not hunky-dory in the government. So whom to believe?
I'll go to Mr. Kempenna. Right. Nizam, I'm coming. Nizam, Vijay Prasad, please wait your turn. I will come to you, sir. Please. Let them all make their opening comments, Vijay, and I'll come back to you, sir. And also, Kempenna, sir, I will come to you. Nizam, I want to ask you, a probe has been ordered, and it was said, and it's said in a lot of press, that it's because at the insistence of the Contractors Association that you have decided a probe. But my point is this: first, they said by 30th August you will talk about it. Today, if you read, Mr. Jarkioli has said that it may also take 2 years. How long do you think the contractors should wait for them to get at least part payment, Nizam Faujdar. Last time you were on the show, you said we have all the sympathy, and you used the word empathy with the contractors. And I know that you have, I'm sure that as a fellow Kannadiga, you have respect for an elderly man who's sitting here today in the show with us. So please, why are you, if the probe, let the probe happen, but can't it be expedited 2 years? That's a bit much.
Sudha, I think the concerns are extremely right. I would rather put it this way. The constant rumbling by the government, BJP and BJP leaders saying that you don't have an iota of evidence, you don't have, the documents which relate to the 40% commission and so on and so forth. The question today is that whether we can pay the contractors on time. If we have to pay, what are the modalities that we have to follow? If we follow those modalities, what are the series of outlay in terms of payment? Yes, Mr. Jarkiholy said it may take 2 years. Doesn't mean that it is a blanket, situation where it will take 2 years for every contractor, for every work, for every tender. It will take so long to be paid. No, I told you last time that there are going to be categories in terms of the kind of the work that has been done. The ones which have got absolute clearance, those payments will be made. The ones which are on the grey area may need some bit of investigation. That's where Mr. Nagamohan Das, and I think the GO will be issued either in a couple of days, and Mr. Nagamohan Das will have absolute control over the probe, and he will give us a complete, forensic understanding what happened in the last 3.5 years. How did, various individuals, both from the contractor side as well as the government side, as Mr. Kempanna said, some of the MLAs were forcing, certain contracts to go to certain people, and they were taking prepayments in terms of awarding contracts. So we are identifying those. It is not that we don't want to pay for everybody. Mr. Jarkiholy said for certain cases it may take up to 2 years. It doesn't mean to say that it will take 2 years for everybody. I assure Mr. Kempanna again that the kind of fight we both are fighting, both as the Contractors Association, as a Congress party, and the Karnataka government, it's the same fight. We don't want them to go through this kind of a hardship. 40% देने के बाद इनको बचता क्या है? संतोष पाटिल और प्रदीप के जैसा आत्महत्या करना पड़ेगा. तो हम नहीं चाहते कि कोई जो आदमी, any person who is building our nation should end his life like that. And I think, Mr. DK Shivkumar is very clear. He's saying, I will make payments to those people who have done the work. It will happen. It doesn't mean that it's going to take 2 years.
Up to DKS,
Mr. Jarkiholy only said it may take up to 2 years in certain cases to complete the process. And
sure, but then the
thing is,
Mr. DKS is now, it's in the hands of a retired High Court judge. So I guess it's not also DKS can do anything about it, and somewhere I find it all very fishy, and that's what I'm going to Nagesh. I'll just come to you. Nizam, let's Nagesh just say hello to all of us. Nagesh, I did not get your second name. Can you please tell me what it is?
My surname is RS.
RS. So, thank you, Nagesh.
I am Nagesh RS.
Nagesh RS, because it's written in all caps and I didn't want to make any mistake. Namaskara, Nagesh. Civic activist and author. Nagesh, in this story, I find in this entire contractors versus now the probe, certain things are very, very fishy for me, and correct me if I'm wrong. Initially, one of contractors called Hemant, he got very emotional. He also said 10 to 15% DKS is taken. Then, of course, he withdrew the entire thing. We've seen a lot of twists and turns. It reads like a pulp novel. What is your entire, opening comments, or rather an aerial view about this entire case which is going on? Nagesh RS.
Okay, I will begin with an overview of the system itself.
Yes,
it's entirely missing, and because of the system is missing, we have to have this kind of debate actually. So let me begin with the actual step-by-step process as it is supposed to be. So first of all, my first question is, how are these projects which are around the city or around in the state, how are they identified?
Okay.
Second question is, how are they prioritized, that which project has to take place before the
Okay.
others? Okay. Third thing is, what is the budget allocated to that? Fourth thing is appointment of a contractor and so on. That is the detailed part. However, my observation is there is no compilation of list of projects in a given area which is rolled up to the given city, and therefore we do not have the list of projects which are crying out for attention, which may be a maintenance project, which may be a new infrastructure project, but
Right.
ultimately we do not have a master list. Secondly, we do not have a process which involves the public, which is area sabha, ward committee, etc.
Yeah, right.
So we do not have a process which involves the local public and which identifies that, okay, these are the projects we will be taking
So
up first.
basically you're saying
And
that the method, there is no method to the madness, right?
it's all totally ad hoc.
Okay.
And, when it is ad hoc and when the political leaders have the complete control on any project, it's pointless to talk about the percent. It could be 100% also. How do you know? Right? And that is not government dependent. It will carry on government after government after government. Nobody can say that, my ad hoc, decisions are totally.
But then what are the
0%.
contractors to do? I mean, forget, the system. That
Forget-
is a,
forget
that, forget
contractors.
the
Let us
system.
talk about-
I'm saying
No,
the
no, let us
contractors.
talk about
Yeah.
the system where the institutions are involved. See, BBMP is an institution. Where is the list of projects which are going to be launched in a given period?
Right.
For the next year, for example. Okay. Whenever a project is taken, what is the start date and what is the finish date? Where is that definition? And how is the local public told that this particular
But
project
Nagesh,
will
I'm
be
asking you, if you look at it from the prism of the contractors, what are they to
Yeah.
do? Today the focus
No, that is exactly where the contractors get in a squeeze. Let me identify that problem. When a project doesn't have a definition, then this is the launch date and this is the amount which is to be paid to those contractors in advance, or
Right.
or the terms and conditions of payment, that X% will be paid beforehand, 10% after this, 10% after this, and remaining after inspection and so on. Where is that contract itself? It's everything is ad hoc, right? And therefore people have to go and request. On the other hand, there are projects which are not even approved but they are going on. So how that can go on? There is no defined list where the contractors are contracts are actually launched. So contractors are doing work for contracts which are not existing also. How about that? Right? And so the BBMP
So right,
runs
but
up a
today-
bill
yeah.
which for work which is not even approved, which is not even investigated.
Yeah,
which
Mr.
is not,
Kempanna, so I want to
that's
ask
it.
this because we have someone sitting here. Mr. Kempanna, you heard what Nagesh said. He said it is all very ad hoc. There is no system. Nothing is on paper. What are we doing? Which project will start on what date? When will it finish? Is it like that, Mr. Kempanna? And that's why there are corruption charges.
No. As soon as we get the order only, we will start the work.
Okay.
Work order, they issued the work order afterwards only. In work order also they say 3 months time or 1 year time, your work should be completed.
Okay.
That means they have 1 year they have to payment should be made. Or 3 months the payment has started. Without work order, nobody has done the work. 1 or 2 cases, exceptionally very
Okay, sir.
urgent work they may do, but most of the work was done by after getting the work orders only.
Mr. Kempanna, you heard what Vijay Prasad of the BJP said. He said that yes, they wrote a lot of letters, but never did you give any evidence that there was corruption charges. Would you want to, you had risen your hand then, sir. I'm asking you now, would you like to respond, sir?
Yes. No, if I have given the detail on that, they would have rejecting the contractor. I should safeguard
No,
the
no.
contractor intent.
Sudha.
That's why we are requested to appoint a judicial committee and we will submit all the documents and all. Now we are ready to submit all the documents what we have got all.
Okay, but are you, sir, are you happy? Because see, Mr. Jarkioli says, like Mr. Nizam Fauzdar said, certain things may even take more than 1 year, sir. I mean, I read about contractors, they have taken loans, they have to pay EMIs, they have
Yes.
to have, how are you going to manage, sir? Mr. Kempanna?
That's it. No, I have seen today's paper, Jarkiode said, and I feel he is one of the best minister I have come across in the from last several years.
Huh.
But we discussed with him also, no, how we can say after 2 years and all. And we will request him, you please clear all our bills and take a new work. That is all. He also said, first I finish the payment, then I will take up the works, and he has told in a personal, when we met him also.
Yes.
And we can't wait 2 years, 3 years for this one.
Yeah,
and
no one
work order says 6 months they have to complete it.
Sudha.
Take your time, sir. Take your time, Mr. Kempanna. Not a problem. It's all right,
1
sir.
month or extra, but
Yeah,
not
take
2
it easy,
years
sir.
and 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Because work order says 6 months they have to complete the work. Let them pay by 7th month.
Yes, Vijay, you were saying something.
Yeah. See, Sudha, this Congress government under CM Siddaramaiah being the head of the government, see, this ATM Sarkara is always ready to punish whoever questions the government. An FIR will be filed, whoever questions the government's anti-people
Arey, you
policies.
tell me first.
Now, an FIR has been, NCB SIF FIR has been filed against the contractors who are exposing the government's bribery. Okay, so now if this government is so transparent on the and trying to eradicate the corruption, why can't they go beyond 2013 to 2018? Why are they creating a boundary of within the only during the BJP tenure? Did the contractors not do any work during this one? Was it so clean? Was the
Vijay, where are
Siddaramaiah's
you going,
first
Vijay?
tenure was so
I do not know. Is
clean?
it, you are no, this is irrelevant. You just tell me
No, it is
when
relevant.
Mr.
No,
Bomit
it
is
is
irrelevant.
relevant
It is
because- it is relevant,
irrelevant.
Sudha.
It
They
is
have to
not.
go
Then you
beyond-
will say
beyond the
you
2019,
investigate when Mr.
2020,
Hegde was the chief
2019.
minister. I am not interested. I am saying, sir, when Mr. Bommai was at the helm of affairs, why did you not investigate? You should have investigated. You instead, what you did was, no, we are not. The contractors have written many letters to you. They have gone and written letters. You should say we did not investigate because we were investigating. We did not actually take any action. Instead, you are going into ancient history.
Whenever Sudha, whenever this 40% thing came up, we have asked many times to bring out, to give the evidence to the Lokayukta. If you don't have any this one, you go and straight away give the evidence to the Lokayukta.
Yeah, Mr. Kemp, then I'll go to Nizam Fauzdar. He's been waiting.
Till today, not even one person has
I've
come
heard
back
you.
and-
Yes, Mr. Kempenna,
and
you
given
heard
the
Mr. Vijay.
documents,
What
and
Mr.
Mr.
Vijay Prasad said, you
Kempenna-
gave no evidence. You gave no document, Kempenna, sir. Again and
Madam,
again. Huh.
we have already made a 5-6 Lokayuta complaints also. Even after 6 months, they have not investigated anything. Some of our contractors already made it Lokayuta also.
All right.
Some of the
So
contractors
look at this.
made
I
a
mean, look at
complaint.
this. I mean, I do not know. You know, we can just sit there and say that it's political vendetta. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not political vendetta for me or Mr. Kempenna or Nagesh today on the panel. It's about, I do a job, you pay me. They are saying we'll probe and pay you. Till then, what am I supposed to do? I mean, just eat, kind of live on air, love and fresh air, not possible. Nizam Fauzdar, I want you to come in. You are raising your hand. Do you want to first respond to something? Please go ahead, Nizam.
I'm feeling extremely, the life is, the way the BJP behaves is like, Meri chori mat pakdo kind. Mr. Nagamohan Das has absolute freedom to go even up to 2013 or even before that. So it's his call. Some certain documents may lead from one point of time to another point of time, and he has absolute freedom to go about doing investigation, which will placate a lot of possible leaders as well as the bureaucrats as well as the contractors. And I think the truth has to come out in front of the country, in front of the people of the state, and they should know what happened in these last 3 years. If Vijay wants it to be even before that, I don't mind. Mr. Nagmohan Das has absolute freedom for it. But you know what? As you said, I used the word empathy. My empathy is with the people who are building this nation. The certain amount of there will be a phase of clearance. There will be a phase of probe. There will be a phase of release of document, and all this thing will happen. So
But you
now,
know
in the
what?
last 3 years,
Nizam, you are polite and you are saying things which are really good to hear. But please, everyone there is playing
I'm being
his
very
little game.
practical.
No,
I'm
no,
being very
that DK
practical.
Shivakumar is also, it is very, very, first he says, oh, we will not pay a penny. He is talking about sharks, he is talking about dolphins. For God's sake, let him pay what, at least expedite and pay contractors the money for the work done, which is not about jiggery pokery, which is just above board. Why can't he just do that? You can't punish everyone together. Please catch hold of those contractors who are found to be guilty, under 40% Sarkara, 90% Sarkara. But why should every contractor suffer is the point that we are raising. And Nagesh, I am asking you, in all this, what happens to the Aam Aadmi? That is not the party but the common man. What happens to all the maintenance work? It will all stop. My mother lives in Bangalore. She says it has been dug up. No one comes. Now it's going to be even more. Let it rain once or twice. You are going to have accidents. You are going to have potholes. So in all this, don't you think it's the Bangalorean which will suffer?
No, absolutely. The main reason is you just showed one visual of a road being repaired.
Yes.
Okay. BBMP has actually come out with a book in 2009, which was made from standards declared by Indian Road Congress. Okay. And it actually shows how exactly a pothole has to be repaired. Right? It has to be dug first, then it has to be, converted into a square pit. Then a pre-treatment has to be given to the bottom. Then a certain, layers have to be created with different grades of grit and so on. And finally, the top coat has to be put. None of these visuals, if you go around the city, you will find that none of the contractors are meeting these specifications. And BBMP also is not checking. Now, whom to blame? Either contractor or the BBMP engineers. And that is why our roads developed, potholes.
Yeah, Mr.
And when we're talking about potholes, there was a High Court case where, BBMP claimed that there are no potholes, and then we went around asking systematically where are the potholes, and they came up with thousands of numbers of potholes.
Yeah,
and that
Nagesh,
job was done by Karnataka Legal Services.
Nagesh, I have done like 20 stories on potholes, and ultimately my colleagues in Bengaluru said that actually the roads are built on potholes. It's not the other way around.
So when contractors are asking for money, why should I give them even 40 remaining 60%? When the public is not getting their money's worth, are we supposed to pay the contractors their 60% of the contract value? Should they only be the happy party? What about the public?
Okay, Mr. Kempenna, I want to ask you this, that two things. One is what just now Nagesh said, that the work done by contractors is really below par. It is not up to the mark. There is no quality to the work which is being done. You answer that question, sir, and then I will ask you the next question, Kempenna, sir.
Madam, whatever the work order was given, how much they have to put the work, how they will do according to the engineer is there. After consulting the engineer, we will do the work. If anything is wrong, they should have taken action against the engineer. So far, no engineer was punished.
All right.
They have certified we have done a wonderful work and all.
All right.
Now
Mr. Kempenna, I want to ask you, what do you want? You're happy with the probe. What do you want? Just list those. Let's see if let's hear you out, Mr. Kempenna. What do you want now?
Now we want a payment should be made, and they should, according to rules and regulations, the work has to be done. That's our important.
Payment will not
pay the money and take a work, good work.
Sir, payment, you see, you said you will stop work, you said euthanasia, you said striking, you've done everything. Now payment will not be paid, sir, unless this probe is over. So what do you want now? Because it is not going to be that tomorrow, the probe will take some time. Only then maybe the payment will be made. So I am asking you, Kempenna sir, what do you do in a situation like this? Do you carry on with the work? Will you go meet the Prime Minister of this country? What are you planning to do?
Prime Minister has not taken into consideration our letter. I wrote a letter, and not only Prime Minister, I wrote a letter to the BJP Secretary Santosh Ji. We have not received any letter from them also. And I don't think the Prime Minister will do for us any good thing. We have to fight ourselves and we have to get the good work, that's all. And we should get the payment and we should do the good work also. We are ready to do the good work provided we get the money.
How long will you wait, Mr. Kempenna?
No, because the new government has come only 3 months back.
Yeah.
We have to see another 1 or 2 months. And afterwards, we will start whatever the public, our general council says.
Okay. I think I have, Lakshmi, I have 1 minute, no? I'll give it to Vijay. Vijay, I have 1 minute, sir. Please go ahead. 1 minute only.
There are
go ahead,
couple
sir.
of things, Sudha. The PMO had taken cognizance of the letter and it was raised at the right forum, and the contractors.
Mr. Kempenna is vehemently saying no.
The second thing is, Sudha, if the Siddaramaiah government is so sure about to come to eradicate the corruption, first, instead of from the contractors fund, they should start with DK Shivkumar.
You are again playing politics.
Investigated.
Yeah,
Nagamohan Das Commission, under the chairmanship.
Let's stop whataboutery, Vijay Prasad. I am requesting you. You are a fellow South Indian. Let's not be the other. Let's not be like the others. Let's stop whataboutery. Let's speak straight. We need to speak straight. We need to be logical. We need to be scientific. We need to be truthful. That's what the South Indian is all about. Nizam, my apologies to you because I've completely run out of time because I'm doing another story on Karnataka. But as of now, Mr. Kempenna, thank you very much, sir, for joining us on this broadcast. I really thank you. Despite your age and whatever condition you are, you joined my show. Thank you so much, Vijay. It was a pleasure. Nizam, thank you very much. And Mr. Nagesh, thank you for making your debut on my show. Namaskara to all of you. My second story is also coming from Karnataka. The Karnataka government has revoked the order to stop funds to all the temples in the state. This was announced by the Muzirai Minister Ramalinga Reddy, who gave orders, if you may remember, to withdraw the circular. On 14th of August, the Muzirai department, which gives out grants for religious purposes in Karnataka, had issued an order asking officials not to release funds for temple development across the state until further orders. The official note was from the Commissioner of Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowments Department to Deputy Commissioners of all the districts to withhold all funds approved under the normal programs. Even as the move raised the hackles of the BJP in the state, what is most curious is the explicit reason for such a move. You know that after the government introduced the Shakti scheme, which provides free travel for women in the state, temples across Karnataka were witnessing a huge rush of pilgrims. Former Muzirai Minister Shashikala Jole objected to the move and demanded the government to withdraw the order immediately. She said, and I quote, During our rule, we had given importance to temples and our traditions. Now, the government has withheld the funds for temple development. I condemn it. We had already released the first installment and the second one was held up due to the model code of conduct. Now, the government has stopped it until further orders. I condemn this decision of the government. BJP State General Secretary Ravi Kumar also termed the move as anti-Hindu. There is no doubt that the government in Karnataka is of course facing a huge cash crunch, and which has manifested itself in the execution of the 5 guarantees, and maybe that is the reason why it attempted to stop funds for temples. But then no government can risk the ire when it tampers with religion or faith, and the Congress has been very prudent to understand this better than ever before by revoking this order. So, all funds will be released for all the temples in Karnataka. On that very happy note, up next, India has promised to decarbonize its economy and eliminate fossil fuel import by the year 2047. It cannot be achieved without green hydrogen, billed as the fuel of the future. Watch News 9 Plus documentary titled Green Hydrogen coming up. Thank you for watching the show, and a vanakkam and namaskara from the South Indian.